last week about civil service, the nest of corruption. Last week, Tuesday, November 26th, to be very precise, we discussed civil service, nest of corruption here in the studio, following the video posted by the Ebonyi State Governor, Francis Winfuru, on his Facebook page, showing how he apprehended some men who were caught loading a vehicle with documents suspected to be records of the Ministry of Health. Then we had that discussion to feel your pulses on that particular subject. Today, we will continue with the same conversation, but different dimension to it. Civil service, nest of corruption. It's similar, but then this thing is here, for real, in our civil service. It's been here for a very long time. Now, listen to this. After the show last Tuesday, a listener by the name Kunle Rotimi reached out. In his words, he felt, quote, inclined to send his comments off air in public interest. Now, in my opinion, the civil service is not only a nest of corruption, but it is also a cesspit and sewage of impunity and injustice. That's what Kunle Rotimi sent in. Now, Kunle had written a letter to President Tinubu on his case, and he will be speaking to us this morning about the situation. He joins us via the telephone. Kunle Rotimi, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us and ready to share your story.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Sheriff. I'm happy to be with you. My name is Kunle Rotimi.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's. How did it all start? So when you briefed me, you mentioned something about back in 1996. Take us through that story, and please, let's. I would implore you. I know it's a long story, but
yes,
if you can summarize it, it'll be very good.
I'll be very, very fast, please.
Yes.
Yes, it all started. I joined the National Universities Commission in 1991. And in 1993-94 session, I gained admission to the University of Ibadan to do MA History. But I was not allowed to go by some people in personnel department of National Universities Commission. I deferred the admission till 1994-95. I still was not allowed. So in 1995, I went to meet the director. I would not want to mention names for good reasons. I went to meet the director of personnel management at that time to ask how far, why this was happening. But he told me that I had to see a particular woman who was the deputy director training. I went to that woman and she told me that, I was not learning, that I just came to NUC. I was just behaving like a greenhorn. I was going up and down like yo-yo. I should have learned the ropes. I asked her to teach me how to learn the ropes. All she told me was that, I should forget about MA History to the University of Ibadan, that they were going to give me a course, Masters Industrial and Labor Relations, which the department identified. I agreed. So in 1995-96, I gained admission to the University of Ibadan to do Masters Industrial and Labor Relations at the University of Ibadan. That was 1995-96. Now, it was a change of course. That is, when I deferred for about two sessions, I had to change my course, and I got the approval of the University of Ibadan Postgraduate School. So I went to meet the Deputy Director Training at that time, and she told me that, I should prepare to go this or that, but I should learn from my colleagues. Even my juniors who knew how to do it better, that I lost these two sessions because of my not learning. I said, I was ready to learn. So to cut long story short, I gained the admission and they told me that I could not go after I had satisfied all requirements. Then what they wrote when I sent to the executive secretary at that time was that they said that course, Masters Industrial and Labor Relations, in writing, please, is before the court. Everything I'm going to say here are facts and evidence that have been tried in the court and have been adjudicated upon in my favor. So this matter now, I now wrote to the executive secretary and he now asked them for comments. What they said was that MILR at the University of Ibadan was not broad-based for personnel functions. So they did not want me to go for it. Whereas the approval was given to me by the management of NUC. So a gang of 4 employees at that time, they were my seniors at the National Universities Commission, Personnel Department. They prevented me from going. So I tried all my best, and when I could not see through, they seized my approved course allowances. They seized, you know what I mean? They withheld my course allowances. They withheld my salaries and other things like that. And this frustration was too much. I had to resign voluntarily in May 1996.
Okay.
So, and they rejected the resignation, deemed it as purported, just like the letter I wrote to Mr. President. You will see the content there.
Yes.
And they deemed it as purported, and they dismissed me without trial. So I tried all I could administratively, but there was no way. So I had to go to court. So these people, these graduation seekers, were sponsored by NUC management at that time in 2005. I'm trying to summarize.
Yeah.
They took me to Abuja High Court, FCT High Court in 2005. They charged me with libel, defamation of their character. And I defended myself. I sent a letter of defense. I filed statements of defense at the court in Abuja, and also counterclaimed. I counterclaimed that no, they did not have any integrity to protect. So, when they saw that, they had to seek ADR with me in 2007.
That's alternative dispute resolution.
Yes, alternative dispute resolution, and it was on the invitation of the then CJ, FCT. Let me not put his name. If you want me, I'll mention it was the CJ at that time. They wrote to me, 2007, and I accepted not to pursue my counterclaims against them because they said it will affect their career. So they said that they were going to do the right thing. But let me just put this thing across for those people who may be listening. The same NUC management that sponsored, because we are talking of corruption now,
right? That
sponsored these classification seekers to charge me to court, that paid for their lawyers and the rest of them against me, the 4 of them plus 1, the senior legal officer in the legal department of NUC joined them, making 5 against me, 5 against 1. That same NUC at that time, please, anybody who is listening may Google it. 55 million bribe for budget scandal broke out in 2005 at NUC. At that time, this thing can be Googled. Details are there. So eventually, these are corruption things. I now went to Federal High Court Ikoyi, Lagos, where I filed suit against National Universities Commission, as well as Federal Ministry of Education, because at that time I had to join them as co-defendant. So we transferred something to National Industrial Court. When they transferred the judge who was handling the case, his lordship, maybe I could mention his name because it's not bad, it's in the court. Everything that I'm saying is in the court. His lordship, Honorable Justice Okunabank, was handling the case at Federal High Court Ikoyi. He was transferred to Abuja at that time, so something had to start de novo. So because of that, my lawyers now decided, my team was led by Sadelo Jukwede, so something was now transferred to National Industrial Court that had the case. Eventually, I got reprieve at the National Industrial Court 2020 on 6 July 2020. The National Industrial Court gave me victory and NUC was defeated. So they said that they should reinstate me, pay me all my denied entitlement from 1996 to date. So the judgment was delivered by Honorable Justice Isaac Ezen of National Industrial Court, highly cerebral. So what I'm now saying is that...
If I may butt in at this point, I think it's safe to butt in at this point, right? We're going to quickly track back a little, just a little.
Okay, sir.
When the travel started, they said that you don't know how to learn or something. What were they insinuating? What were you supposed to learn at the time?
Okay, I'm happy that you have asked this question. What they were insinuating, they didn't get clarification from me. What they were insinuating was that I should grease their palms. That is the situation. That
you should have bribed them.
Yes, that is the fact. And I presented this in all my petitions. Are you with me now? I petitioned the former president of Nigeria, Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, in 2000. And I was invited. All these facts were presented. So at no point in time did these people do anything against it to say whatever thing like that. So, and again, I also made it clear that some employees of NUC, I will not mention their names, but their names are in the court. Okay. They went for courses without approval. And they were collecting salary. One went to FUT Minor. The other one went to BUK Kano. Their names are there in the court. So everything I'm saying here is covered by the law. All these things have been educated upon at the court. So, and I made mention of that why did these people, I wrote to the Executive Secretary at that time, Professor Idris Abdul Qadri, of blessed memory is no more now, that these people, this thing happened and they saw it. But these people were apprehensive. So I was not tried for any offense in NUC. They just said, oh, we sack him. After I had resigned voluntarily in protest, and I served 30 days notice, they waited for the 30 days notice to expire, and on the last working day of Professor Idris Abdul Qadri in NUC,
right,
his tenure terminated on 30 June 1996.
Right.
I can get the details. On that, on 28th, which was Friday, 1996, they said that the management decided to dismiss me without trial and other things like that. And
what were the offenses that they put there? The offenses leveled against you.
You will marvel at this level of corruption. What the same woman that wrote to me that I should get letter of admission to read MILR specifically, that gave me approval, the same deputy director that wrote this to me, who told me that I should wait for one person to return before I could go, who wrote to me on 16 November 1995, everything I'm saying, please, is in the court, that I should do proper handover to the person who relieved me before I could go for my approved course, was the same woman who wrote the letter of unlawful dismissal, which the court has already jettisoned, that I was... you were
allowed.
Because I did not get permission. I'm quoting. I did not get permission from my department for going for an approved course. Imagine. You know what I mean now?
Yes.
The course that they identified, not my course. I did not choose MILR. I wanted MA History. But they were the ones who chose it. They now said that course was not good enough for personnel function. A course that was accredited by NUC at the University of Ibadan.
Right.
So they now said they were dismissing me because of that in that letter, without any offense whatsoever.
And all of this because you refused to bribe anybody.
And let me say this, sir. I'm not just saying this here on air. I have put all these things down in writing. So, and this thing has spanned 4 courts. Federal FCT High Court Abuja, Federal High Court Ikoyi, National Industrial Court Ikoyi, then and the final court, which is the appeal court. Right. All these facts are there. So for anybody who wants to verify. So I'm not raising allegations here, please.
Right.
I'm asserting. What I'm saying here are assertions.
Right.
To show that the civil service is not saying, you know what you say is a nest of corruption.
Yes.
It's an understatement, sir. It's not a nest of corruption, but a cesspit. Like I said, sewage of corruption, where people will be telling lies. Let me just say this. I feel very sad that the legal unit of NUC misled the National Universities Commission grossly. There was a particular document which I presented before court. It was written on 16 May 2000. It's before the court. The reference on that thing is, let me see, NUC/LU/2/volume 6/72 and 74. It was signed by the then Executive Secretary, Professor Musa Jibril, a man of integrity. Yes, but he was misled. This is one problem about leadership in public service.
Right.
You are the CEO, and they'll be telling you a lot of things, and they'll be misleading. They misled them in that document that I've just cited. It was full of, I think it's about 6 pages. It was full of lies. Lies. And when, I'm sorry, please, I'm a bit fast. When Professor Musa Jibril invited me after meeting at the presidency, because I was invited to the presidency to meet the SA, the Special Advisor to the President on Education,
Okay.
Chief S.K. Babalola.
Okay.
These are facts. Then Professor Musali invited me, and I was right in his office. I met him in his office in Abuja together with Professor Babatunde Faye. They begged me to withdraw my petitions, and I did. And I communicated to them on, I met them on 3 July 2000 in their office, and on 10 July 2000, I wrote to them all the things that we discussed at that meeting, and I copied the Special Advisor to the President of Education that this was what we discussed. What was that? That something would be rescinded, the unlawful dismissal would be rescinded, and they will pay me all my entitlements. That's all I wanted. So I wrote this to them. The documents are there. It's in the court, and I believe it's in the NUC. So these are the things that happened, and these people did not do it. A year later, precisely on 15 June 2001, I'm giving all these details because they are facts verifiable in the court.
All right.
Now, on 15 June 2001, sir, distinguished audience and listeners, they now wrote to me that they had accepted my resignation 5 years after.
No way.
Hey, okay, sir. They said they had accepted my resignation on that letter, which is in court, dated 15 June 2001. I have the copy here. Now, they now said that they have rescinded the dismissal, but they have now accepted my resignation without financial obligation. Imagine, which was very, very sad that NUC ought to have known that restitution follows rescission in law. So, but these people decided to hold on to my emoluments and the rest of them. So all these things went on, and we presented it before the court. To cut the story short, sir, I think I'm okay. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please. Go on ahead. Go on ahead, sir.
Thank you. Now, what now happened was that I now went to the when the National Industrial Court now gave me this thing, and I won at the court and other things like that. These people now look at corruption. They now said they wanted to file what can call a motion for stay of execution. The motion for stay of execution filed by National Universities Commission through his lawyer, just like the letter I wrote to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I want him to please take charge of. I mean, because as our president, you'll be able to tell all the people concerned to do the right thing. In that motion for stay of execution, like I said, it was full of forgery and perjury. I'm saying this because it's in the court. We counterclaimed. False claims and pretense were there. So what we did was we did what can call counter affidavit in the court. And I did not just stop at that when we filed it at the National Industrial Court that this motion for self-execution is invalid. It is fraudulent. These people still went ahead and filed appeal, like what you see in the letter to President Tinubu.
President Tinubu, yes.
Yes, you will see it there. They are detailed. Yeah. So they went to file appeal at the Court of Appeal in Lagos outside the constitutional time frame. If anybody is filing appeal, that appeal will be within 90 days if it is a civil case, or 30 days if it is a criminal case or whatever. But NUC filed its appeal outside the time limit provided for by the Constitution of Nigeria. Notwithstanding, this matter, let me just say this again. The former executive secretary who has just left, Professor Abubakar Rashid, is a man of integrity. And Baba, Professor Emeritus Ayo Banjo, was the chairman of NUC at that time, chairman of the board.
Okay.
These people reached out to me. It's on record that they will have to, after the National Industrial Court judgment, that we will have to settle something amicably to see how we could go about it, that approve, that is to comply with things like that. I accepted. And we held a meeting in February 2021. Yes. First day of February 2021, sir. And at the meeting, they said we are going to do things like that. All of a sudden, I just heard that, these people meant well. The chairman and but these civil servants, these people, they meant well. They didn't mean well at all. They just turned around and they said they were going on appeal. So I wrote to them to say, this is what they were doing. And they say, well, since the legal department, the legal unit of NUC, and that since I had advised that they should go and appeal, now let us wait for the outcome of it. I said, no problem. I even wrote to the then Minister of Education.
Mr. Rotimi, please hold your thought for a moment. We need to proceed on a break now. Lagos, I hope you are following this story. I mean, it's been a while that I had a detailed narrative like this. But let's go to break. We'll be right back in a moment. Don't go away, please. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Looking for ways to overcome challenges in your career journey? The perfect time to step into a world of opportunity is now. At Markets for You, a trusted, well-renowned online trading company with over 17 years of experience and customers spread across the globe. Discover a new way to earn and learn by copying top traders from around the world. No previous experience required. If you're of 18, you can start earning profits from the comfort of your home today. Visit www.marketsforyou.com or call 0912-779-0500, 0912-779-0500 today to start your journey towards financial independence with Markets for You.
Help build strong bones with Vitabiotics Osteocare from the UK. The supplement that's not just calcium, but also contains scientific cofactors better absorption into the bones. Nourish your bones, teeth, and muscles with Osteocare. In Nigeria, we need calcium for our children through adult life and especially for our seniors to help prevent stunted growth, broken bones, and osteoporosis. Osteocare scientific formula, not just calcium for strong bones from Vitabiotics UK, available in pharmacies around you.
Hey, here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise? The sound of your alarm? No, it's that dream, that drive, that unstoppable force inside you. And you know what fuels that drive? It's starting your day strong with the rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1, carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. So, whatever your hustle, go from maybe or I can't to I can and I will. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Start strong, finish strong.
He done of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know.
Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said HFM.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop, and easy to stir.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
For vegetables, you go be controller. Whether you dey for banana or zanga. For sports book, I'm just a joke. Make you dey build your bet, just a cook. I see no fit on you to controller.
Be a part of the action. Your first bet is on us. So register now and get 100 Naira in free bets to start playing. Bet King. Every bet is an adventure. Terms and conditions apply.
That feeling, that's Bet King.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, BAM, on the pack. Is it the same Milo? No, this one is new and improved. The support energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you are giving them energy they need to go to school. I like this one.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Looking for ways to overcome challenges in your career journey? The perfect time to step into a world of opportunity is now. At Markets for You, a trusted, well-renowned online trading company with over 17 years of experience and customers spread across the globe. Discover a new way to earn and learn by copying top traders from around the world. No previous experience required. If you're 18, you can start earning profits from the comfort of your home today. Visit www.marketsforyou.com or call 0912-779-0500, 0912-779-0500 today to start your journey towards financial independence with Markets for You.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, Lagos. Welcome back to the show. This morning we are looking at a very, very important part two conversation of what we started last week about civil service being nest of corruption. My guest is Mr. Kunle Rotimi, a consultant, human capital development. He has been giving us some insight as to his personal experience in the civil service, particularly the Universities Commission, NUC, and what he had to endure, and his travels with some corrupt officials in the NUC, and how this dragged into the courtrooms, 4 courtrooms. Eventually he got judgment, and he has said that it's not a nest of corruption, it's a cesspit of corruption. Mr. Rotimi, thank you again for voluntarily willing to share your story. We appreciate that so much. So you were going to delve into how you contacted the former Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu.
Yes, the Honorable Minister, I wrote to him, and responsibly, he responded through the Director of Legal Services of a brilliant woman. I think if I can get the name correct, her name is Barrister Grace Ekanem. Okay. They wrote to me that yes, that they were aware of the matter, and that NUC claimed that it had gone to appeal, that we should wait for the outcome of the appeal. Then I said, no problem. Now we went on the appeal. I must not tell you what happened. Let me quickly bring this out because I indicated it somewhere. Now, do you know that at the trial court, I wrote it in my letter to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the copy of which you have. The copy of that letter is with the Honorable Minister of Education, the current one, that is Olatunji Alausa, is with the Minister of Justice, that is Prince Lateef Fagbemi SAN, is with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, that copy of the letter, you see, is with that is His Excellency Senator George Akume, and is also with the EFCC by Saola Olukoyede. This is because the judgment has been delivered in my favor, but NUC is since June 2024, after 28 years of fighting this injustice and corruption, NUC is still withholding unlawfully my legitimate entitlement, as well as benefits, as ordered by the court.
As ordered by the court.
Yes. The Honorable Court of Appeal is the last stage at which any case emanating from, I'm sure you know, sir, any case coming from National Industrial Court, hence at the appeal court, it does not go beyond that. So this is the final judgment. But yet, NUC is still withholding this. So that's why I had to write the president. And let me say this, sir. It's not the first time I will write president. I wrote about Obasanjo in the year 2000.
You mentioned
and
that,
this
yes.
is fact. Okay.
Yes.
So now, at the trial court, come and see corruption, please, distinguished listeners. Some unknown persons, people that we did not know, went into the court records and removed valuable documents from the case file. You know what I call material documents, material facts, covering 45 pages. You are surprised? Covering 45 pages. meaning they had almost depleted the file. And we all know that courts are bound by their records.
That's right.
Judges should not be blamed. Please, I want to exonerate our judges because they will not be the one that will be keeping the files.
Right.
These civil servants will be doing it. And when this thing, we suspected it, my lead counsel, who has been handling my case from Abuja up to Lagos, across the four courts, that's Barrister Delo Jubede. Now, he suspected that something must have happened during cross-examination of NUC's witness at the court as he was prevaricating and other things like that, denying that, this document was not there, this document, I don't know, I cannot say. When he had admitted that, yes, NUC did not, he admitted openly on oath that NUC did not try me for any offense.
Right.
He was a lawyer.
Right.
He was even a deputy director, head of legal unit at that time. So now, in the trial court, sir, they removed this thing and we suspected who did it. Sincerely, I don't know. My lawyers don't know. Only God knows. But we now suspected and we now got the chief of the court to go and conduct search legitimately. And it was found that the files had been mutilated. Meaning, if we had not discovered this thing, the matter would have gone the other way. Because the judges will not manufacture evidence now. All the evidence that will have helped me. Imagine what documents will have left 45 pages. My lawyers, this is not allegation, no. Please, I've told you, I will have to say the truth.
Yeah.
These are assertions. My lawyer wrote to the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, and also notified the National Industrial Court that this thing happened and nothing. They admitted that, yes, that some people must have done it and other things like that, and they had to give us from the back of files. Are you with me now?
I'm with you.
Replacement in CTC, certified true copies of replacement. Thank God for the judiciary. If you look at my letter, I said, God bless our president, God bless the judiciary. Are we together? Because if you have good case and you have good evidence, please go to court and be sincere. Don't tell lies. So this is the situation. So when we discovered that, and we now wrote to the court, well, the court acknowledged that this thing was done, but we could not lay hands on that. That is why I will use this occasion to call on the NJC, yes, to ensure that files in courts are protected. Litigants, lawyers too should be vigilant in whatever, because don't just wait. Don't take it for granted that, yes, your files will be there. Because the judges will say, based on the evidence before me, evidence before me.
Right.
So that is the situation. So that's it. So eventually, sir, the appeal court gave judgment and affirmed the judgment of the National Industrial Court and directed NUC to immediately reinstate me and pay me all my allowances, salaries, all that had been withheld from March 1996 to date. But as we speak, my emoluments, salary, the entitlements, the benefits as ordered by the court are still in the hands of NUC. That is one of the reasons why I sent a copy of the letter, which I wrote to Mr. President,
That's right.
to EFCC. This is a financial crime, withholding unlawfully. Approved, that is unlawfully, legitimate entitlement.
I wanted to ask two questions. The civil servants that you claimed were involved from the beginning, are they still in service now, the four of them?
Unfortunately, none of them is still in service. Unfortunately, one of them, that was my former director. I don't want to mention names.
Let's not mention names.
Yes, he died. I got information that he died sometime, some few years back. It's unfortunate, but I do not know whether the three others were there. But yes, the deputy director legal, the head of legal service in NUC, who gave testimony, false testimony, because he was a hearsay witness in court, because he did not have direct or personal knowledge of the course of action.
Right.
He was on his study leave. He was my friend. He was my colleague. He was on study leave, his own approved study leave, no problem. He went for that study leave 1995-96 at the Obafemi University. I think it's LLM. So he was not in NUC when this course of action. They just paraded him to come there. Unfortunately, is no more. He also died, I think, in 2020. I think in September 2020, shortly after the judgment was delivered. So that was just the situation. They are no longer there. But the funniest thing is that the incarnates of these gratification seekers, I can say this because it's covered by the court.
Okay.
I said this before the court, and it has been adjudicated upon, and resolved in my favor in the court. So I'm free to say it. The incarnates of these gratification seekers still show sympathy for them by saying, "Oh, we'll still keep his allowances, will not pay him this or that. He will suffer for it." This is the 6th month, and they are still holding on to my salary. My allowances.
Mr. Rotimi, I am particularly glad that we are having this conversation because God knows how many other upright civil. Because when we say civil service, we also have good people like yourself who would refuse vehemently to be dragged into the corrupt practices in the civil service. There are good people in the civil service as well. So I am glad that we are having this conversation, at least, if not for anything, for the fact that there can be hope somewhere in the civil service, that something better can come out from the civil service maybe from now even, because
I believe so. There is let me say this with due respect, sir. I believe that anyone who is listening to me can learn from this. It's a learning curve, though it is not easy. It's an ordeal that I have to face. But I saw it as a sacrifice that one has to pay.
A worthy sacrifice,
yes. Because there is one thing that I've always held on to, integrity. I don't play with it. Those people who know me personally will align with that. Integrity, fear of God. Are you with me? Because some people are coming to me, some minions, some mysteries of these people are coming to me. That is, you are stubborn. I said I was not stubborn. No. I was only principled. I will not give these people anything because these people delayed me for 2 sessions, 1994, 95, and was because of this. So I had a lot of evidence. Please take note, when I was there, of people who did not have approval at all. One went to University of Abuja. I mentioned his name in my petition to the Executive Secretary. University of Abuja on study without pay. And he was collecting salary for 2 years. Before when these people now were saying I did this or that, they were telling lies and other things like that. That was when, may God bless Professor Idris Abdul Qadir of blessed memory. You know one thing? When I wrote to him, I told him that these things happened. I did not want this. So in my letter of resignation, dated 7 May 1996, are you with me, sir? I wrote there that the reasons for my resignation. And one of the reasons, which I put in euphemism, was financial embarrassment. I was financially embarrassed. It's in the court. Anybody can look for it. So, fast track to the judgment, I want to give kudos to some people, some distinguished honorable justices. Let me tell you this, and God is my witness. I did not give a kobo to anybody in the court. My lawyers did not at any point try to say that they want to influence the judges. These judges did very good job, and I pray that God will bless them all. The final judgment that was delivered, about 57 pages, was delivered in June by a very our Lordship, Honorable Justice Folashade Ojo, brilliant judge. May God bless her and our colleagues, A.M. Bayero and P.A. Bassi. The judgment was unanimous. They threw away all the barren grants of appeal of NUC. All the so-called issues for determination were resolved against NUC and in my favor. Is there anybody can look at it?
Mr. Rotimi, I'm sorry to butt in. I need to let Lagos also say one or two things regarding what we're discussing. Let's hear from Lagos, and then we'll make our final appeal to the Honorable Minister of Education, to the President, Federal Republic as well, to intervene in this. I mean, there's been a final court judgment and something has to be done. So, Lagos, let's have you join this conversation. 0201 277 0993. For the ladies, is 0201 465 7190. WhatsApp is 0809 597 5805. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. On X, we are at Nigeria Info FM. I've got this tweet that says, I'm presently listening to someone on radio, Nigeria Info FM, narrating his fair share of bullying and intimidation by civil servants as far back as 1993, 1996. When some of us say the civil service in Nigeria is a pillar upon which corruption is thriving, we are not just talking. That is from Komaya on Twitter. I'm going to go back to telephone now. Let's take a few calls in. Good morning to you.
Good morning, August.
Good morning to you.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Let's hear you quickly.
August Sheriff, our encounter with civil service or civil servants, if everybody comes out and narrates, Sheriff, Ilemaku, you say sometimes you ask yourself, what is the cause of the roadblock? We have been pursuing a case now in court. Only God knows when. You keep spending. I thank God for that man's doggedness. There are people that will just give up along the line because they will frustrate every effort. And now, at the last point, for them to pay, they refuse. Have you ever asked, Oga Sheriff, you interviewed what is it called? Road safety. Since June, my driver's license, I've applied for it. Up to now, I'm still using paper. You ask yourself, what is happening with all these people? So the corruption in civil service, they are the main reason why these so-called politicians steal, because they aid them. They help them very well. Only God will deliver this nation. Our civil service is rich with corruption.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you too for calling. Bless Nigeria. Nigeria Info. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome, Jonathan.
Some couple of questions. I'd like to know, is it only NUC that Mr. Rotimi sue? Did he sue the Minister of Education, or like their head, who is heading that agency?
Did he join any other people in the suit? Okay. All right, go on.
Yes. Hello, Sherry.
Go on.
Yeah. So what I also want to say is this. Has the judgment be executed by everyone till now? If no, I will advise him again. He should address a letter to Amnesty International. Sheriff, like I told you, most of these things, I'm also familiar with it. You also faced it. I just wish you have opportunity to say our own. No one like you.
Thank you. Once your case is sorted or something or out of court, of course, we're discussing this because the case has been adjudicated upon. That's why we're having this conversation. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Shari.
Good morning to you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Alex talking.
Welcome, Alex.
Yeah, if we have to talk about civil servants in Nigeria, in fact, I tell you, there's no book that will be enough to write the activity of civil servants when it comes to corruption. I see them as the number one problem of Nigeria, civil servants. They are not productive. They don't even have, what it takes. That's why when they come out, when they retire, they are like redundant, they are useless. I'm so sorry for that language. They cannot think outside the box.
Language.
All they know is how to extort. When you go to the office, they will just pack your file somewhere, put their leg. You see them eating, you see them watching television. No productive hours. And now you begin to ask yourself, so what are these people adding to Nigeria? You that you are working, trying to bring your tax for them to be able to pay their salary, they will not even mind you. It's so unfortunate. In fact, when I see civil service, I don't ever pray that my children will ever join civil service in Nigeria. It's so appalling. That is just my own story, Sha.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Bye-bye. Thank you, Alex, for calling. Appreciate it. Mr. Rotimi, we have to begin to go now. Let me just allow you to say your final words before I say mine. What will be your parting words? Well, before you do that, let me read this message. Tosin from National Orthopedic Hospital Igbobi says, I salute the courage and integrity of your guest this morning. He's one of the kind who stood for the truth, just like Daniel in the Bible. I hope President Tinubu will intervene in this matter and get him all his entitlement till date. That's the message I have here. I have another one on YouTube. Tola on YouTube says, we need good people like Mr. Rotimi. Bad people don't look back when doing evil deeds. Good people need to do the same for change to happen. That's Tola on YouTube. Mr. Rotimi, your parting words before we go.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate those people who have intervened, who have made their comments. I want to use this occasion to maybe recommend to people, distinguished listeners and distinguished audience, esteemed audience to this reputable radio station, that you try as much as possible to maintain integrity. Please, in everything, fear of God. Then I want to also recommend that if Google is our friend, there is something that I believe will help us, among other things. You distinguished listeners could Google key factors of success on YouTube and listen to the audio. This thing would help us, at least it will be a summary of what can help all of us in ensuring that we achieve success in all our endeavors. Finally, sir, I must say this. The present Executive Secretary of NUC, National Universities Commission, Mr. C.J. Miyake, is my friend. Are you surprised? He was my colleague. So I have contacted him on this. We have had conversation. And I'm surprised that the management of NUC is yet to do this 6 months after. That is civil service. I'm not trying to indict him. He's a very good man. He has honest disposition. We worked together at the World Bank Project Implementation Unit of NUC while I was there. He joined us in 1993 or so. I was there before him. But he's a colleague, he's a friend, and he's dependable. But I'm surprised that all the things that I'm laughing, the bulk of civil service must have been biting. I don't know whether it's leg or feet, I don't know. But I expect that you should have done what is good, judging by our relationship.
All right. Thank you.
God bless you, sir. Your question, sir?
Mr. Rotimi, what we'll do is we'll try and reach out to the NUC to get a feel of their side of the story as well. That is what we'll do. And if NUC is listening, doors are wide open for you to come and say one or two things about what we have discussed this morning. His name is Kunle Rotimi. Feel free to say your part if you've got a part to say, even though we have a final court judgment anyways. But if you've got a side of your story as well, this is an open invitation to you to come and say your thought. Mr. Rotimi, thank you so much for being brave, for being upright, for being honest, and for being dogged as well. We need more people like you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
God bless you. You're welcome, sir.
God bless you too. God bless you. You too, sir. Have a good one, sir. Have a good one. Lagos. I've been speaking with Kunle Rotimi, a consultant, human capital development, sharing his ordeal working with the civil service. 8:52 is the time for my studios here. I have to go, but before I go, I need to take some comments. Let's see if we can get one or two comments in. Ethel Anuku on YouTube says, he said it as it is, and the situation have not changed. Some will even go through your files and tell you that as at the time you were born, they have been on this job. Crazy place. That's Ito Anuku who sent that message in on YouTube. You see, the story of Mr. Rotimi, if you listen very critically, even the judiciary were blamed and they were also praised. He praised the judges. He actually showered encomium on the judges. And then some people in the same judiciary were the problem of the judiciary or are the problem of the judiciary. The same thing for the civil service. You have the good guys, you have the bad guys. And it's everywhere like that. But you see, someone once told me, long time ago, and that was my dad. My dad retired as a civil servant. And my dad came home one time. And, this story will long go. When can I? Oh, see, it's a story for another day. Let me join Uncle Jimmy in this. Because I would not want to start this story and not end it. No, I would not want to do that. It's too sweet to just cut. Should I go and share it on TikTok? I'm not a content creator, please. By the way, you can follow me on TikTok, Sheriff.Quadry. That's Sheriff Quadry on TikTok. Yeah, you can follow me. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. We'll have another go tomorrow. Tomorrow on Health Thursday, we're discussing addiction generally now. Whatever you're addicted to, we have a doctor on the show that will be talking about it. Good morning to you, Lagos. Jimmy Disu is next.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Looking for ways to overcome challenges in your career journey? The perfect time to step into a world of opportunity is now. At Markets for You, a trusted, well-renowned online training company with over 17 years of experience and customers spread across the globe. Discover a new way to earn and learn by copying top traders from around the world.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.